What's up, YouTube? It's Mr. Ferguson here once again. Thank you guys so much for coming back for another video here in Central North Carolina. If this is the first video you watched, you're probably thinking I'm a nutbag, and you're not wrong, but we're just a DIY channel here in Central North Carolina, trying to have a nice looking lawn. We've been struggling with heat. We've been struggling with lack of moisture in the lawn. But that was 4 days ago, and everything has completely changed. And we're gonna show you the night and day difference in rainfall here in just a second. Thank you for tuning in. Before we show you that drastic change, give the video a thumbs up if you enjoy it. Also, if you're interested in becoming a channel member, check that out in the description down below. Leave your comments on the channel. It helps it to get out to other people. And we're just trying to help people in this region of Central North Carolina on what are the necessary things we can do or not do. We've shown mistakes as well as far as lawn care in Central North Carolina. And I, of course, have GCI turf grass mainly. I've got a local blend of triple thread, a local blend of tall fescue, turf type tall fescue in the front. But let's take you off the tripod here. We're going to be doing an application, but first, before we talk about any of that, I want to show you, here is a picture of what we did the last video. I filmed this on last Friday. But look at how white, and this is from lack of watering, lack of rain. Water is very expensive for me at my home because it is city water. It comes from the water main in the middle of the road. It is not on a well. We don't have irrigation. We don't have well water. So it is very costly for me and my family to be able to just come out here and water. An inch of water is ridiculous amounts of money. So it was so white and barren, even down here. It was dry spots everywhere. The bank is stressed out because we know we have rock and other things underneath the surface. But I'm going to take you off the tripod now, and I'm going to show you, we had rain on Saturday, a good amount. We had 0.7 inches of rain on Saturday. We got about an inch of rain on Sunday, it fell. And then last night, right around 8 o'clock, we had a major downpour. My daughter looked out and said, "Dad, it's flooding outside." So it was tons of rain. I don't even know how much. It had to be at least 0.45, half an inch of rain fell last night. So we've had 3 days of great amounts of rain, and I give God praise for it because we really needed it. So with that said, let's take you off the tripod. I want to show you the difference in what 3 days of rain makes. So just starting over here, I also mowed yesterday. Luckily, I didn't know it was going to rain. I knew we had a chance, but I mowed yesterday and did the pattern I did before, and oh my goodness, it's looking great. The dry spots we showed you over here, I don't even know where they were. They're gone. They're completely gone. So they never stressed out any further than what you guys saw them. That looks great. As well as I showed you down here by this tree by Mr. Brandon's. It was like stunted from lack of water, all that. It's just totally, you can't tell, it's back to normal. So moving slowly without jerking, and I mean, it just looks phenomenal after the post rain last night. Now here's the thing, we're doing a application of fungicides today. Why? Because we had heavy rain last night, warm soil temperatures, warm air temperatures, and now we got moisture falling at night. We got to stay protected from fungus, right? So all of the dry spots gone. Now look over here. And I haven't watered one bit. This is just from the natural rain. Now, you may be like, wow, it looks decent, but you would be right. It is not 100% back. Excuse me. I don't know if you can tell from here, but there is still sprinkled in a little bit of brown. It is not 100% quote back or recovered, but my goodness, it's night and day difference. Look, see, I told you, remember when, and I knew this would be the case. Remember when I told you this is not dead grass. We don't need to just throw this out and say, well, my lawn's gone, the heat has killed it. No, 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 no. You saw how white it was in this general section right here. I mean, it was so thirsty and dry. The grass was protecting itself. That's what we mentioned. But now look at it. With 3 days of decent rainfall, like almost 2 inches of rain, way more than it could probably absorb at a time. But look at it. It's back to normal. Now we have some, and you'll notice in here, it's not fungus, but you still have some blades that maybe fungus is trying to come in. I don't know 100%. It's hard to tell, but we know these plants right here were just a completely different color. All the green had left. It was white. It was protecting itself. So we can't just say, oh my God, I got fungus. We don't want to overreact, but we do need to be cautious about fungus and apply. So we're going to do that. So just showing you back here, everything has just transformed. Water is so important. And that's what the main lesson of why I'm showing you that water is so extremely important to our lawn. And if you can provide that water, You never get in the condition where I was on Friday's video. Look at that. Look how beautiful this looks now. It's like when you walk out to the golf course and there's just dew all over the ground in West Virginia, and it's that nice cool season turf up at Grandview Country Club. Shout out to anybody that's played there. Love that course. It just looks phenomenal. So when rain comes, man, it makes everything look so much better. Look at the bank up here, guys. I mean, we've got, it's quote back to normal, but there is signs of what happened, right? So, and I'm talking about right here by the edge of the road. We do have browning there that has not went away. So what does that mean? Did it actually torch these areas and kill it? I don't know. I'm not too concerned. This kind of happens every year when we get into high temps, and it's more than likely going to happen where we have another extended period of time where we do not get rainfall, and this line will extend out, and then if it rains, it'll come back. And so with 3 days of heavy rain, this hasn't come back. I don't know that water's going to bring it back. It may have scorched it and killed it. I'm not sure. But the remainder, the majority of the bank, you can see, looks fine. It's back. But again, you still have that slight, very, very slight tingy brownness that is still exists there from where it was turning colors, and now it's coming back into green and looking back normal again. So just wanted to show you that 3 days of rain, and you can even see down here in the little ditch from this was kind of filled up yesterday when I mowed, and it's still full of water, and we got more rain after I mowed. But you can see the difference in this side of the lawn. This looks a richer, deeper, darker green over here, whereas on the bank it's green, but it's still got that mix of brown, so it's not as deep, lush, dark looking. So there is a difference, and maybe you can see it in this picture right here. I don't know if you can or not, but ultimately it looks phenomenal. So I just wanted to show that to you, like, thank you Lord for 3 days of rain. We definitely needed it, and it made such a huge difference in the way the lawn is now presenting itself. And we just have to be careful. Like, I mean, you can go as long as you can. There's a point where you have to water, you're going to lose a lawn. But the lawn, depending on the maturity and the age of your grass, if you just planted it, I would be extremely, I would be more on the cautious side of watering because I don't want to have to replant that grass. I've already planted it. It's made it 6 months. It's alive. I'm looking at it. I don't want the heat to take it out. So I would be watering that. But like this grass that's been established for 2 years, I tend to let it go a little bit farther like I did where it was turning white, and it's able to come back. But there may be signs of where not all the grass, it may thin out in some areas, so just be aware of that. But man, what a difference the rain makes when the Lord sends inches of rain to your lawn. We're back, and it looks phenomenal, at least for now. So I didn't know how long that was going to take to show you guys, and that takes up about half the video. So we're not going to do the whole dragging the cameras and spraying. I apologize for that. So here's the next thing. Now that we do have rain falling, and I hope that we're going to have more rain falling here in May, but we don't know. That's not up to me. That's up to the Lord. And so we'll see what happens. But we're going to be doing our application of fungicides, and as I told you guys, we've already used some of this at the project lawn. I've used some of this on my lawn when we had rust showing up down here somewhere. By the way, walking the lawn, I don't see patches of rust. So we're going to be applying propiconazole, group 3 fungicide. Remember, on the spectrum, according to Alan Haynes' lawn care plan, which I try to follow and I go back and read every now and then, you do not have to use this propiconazole. This is a concentrate formula. This is 14.3. Propiconazole is the active ingredient. If you use the natural adjuvant, which I am going to use and have that, and I'll talk about that briefly in a second, you don't have to use the you can use the preventative app, which means the lower rates on propiconazole to be able to apply it to the lawn, because the natural adjuvant opens up the plant to absorb it, and you don't need the max amount. You can use smaller amounts. That's what Pete says, that I believe Pete. And so propiconazole is going in the tank, number 1. Secondly, azoxystrobin. It's called Azoxy SC. You can see there. This is going in the tank. This is a group 11 fungicide. So we're adding 2 different group fungicides, a group 3 and a group 11. This covers us for a wide range of funguses. I know some people have said, why use propiconazole and switch to azoxystrobin? Well, just understand when you're doing that, you're going from a group 3 to a group 11. So when you're using the 11, you're unprotected from the 3. All right. When you're putting the group 3 down, you're unprotected from the group 11 fungicides or funguses. So I'm putting both down. So I'm protected from group 3 and group 11 funguses because this will prevent and attack both on the spectrum, right? We've talked about with azoxystrobin, you do not have to use the liquid. You can use Scott's Disease X. It is the exact same active ingredient. Azoxystrobin is in Scott's Disease X. You can buy that at Home Depot or Lowe's, or in the description below. You can have Amazon send it right to your doorstep if you want. It's in the link. Link is in the description below. Or if you want to buy the mix like this, I'm using 0.5 ounces. Again, 0.5 ounces, 0.5 ounces of natural adjuvant and 0.5 ounces of propiconazole going into the tank, and we're spreading that. And our fungicides will last us for up to 28 days. Again, as Pete said, and I think Alan Haynes says, why 28 days? I have no idea. I've not really researched that, but your fungicides will cover you, protect you for 28 days. And so once you get around day 23, day 24, day 25, you want to be reapplying these guys and not have a gap in your coverage where you can be exposed to funguses if you want to make sure that grass doesn't or fungus doesn't come in and tear up your lawn. So 28-day max coverage. Pete recommends day 21 you're going ahead and reapplying, and then you basically set a clock, set a stopwatch. In 21 days, ring again, and it's time to go reapply. And so azoxystrobin, propiconazole, and then as I mentioned very quickly, lastly, we talked about this on one of the previous videos. This is the O2YS natural adjuvant. There's multiple benefits to this. You can look it up at GCI turfacademy.com. That's Pete's website, Pete Denny. Basically, he buys this in bulk from this company, and he applies this to the lawns that he manages up in Reidsville, North Carolina. He's further to the west than I am. But for a guy that's going to invest that much money in a product, there has to be something to it. One of the things he talks about is it strengthens the wall of the plant. It rehydrates the plant. You can't just add 0.5 ounces per thousand and dump this in. That's not how this product works. There is some citric acid salt that we have. I call it salt, the citric acid, and also a pH meter. We have to make sure that our tank mix is under 5 on the pH scale. So you have to dump in your fertilizers, dump in your fungicides, whatever you're mixing, and then you need to stick your pH meter in. If it's above 5, you add some citric acid. That's going to get you under 5 eventually. You mix it up in the tank, put your pH meter, we're under 5. Then you can add in your 0.5 natural adjuvant per 1,000, dump that in. And then you're ready to spray. And so this allows you to use the minimal amounts of fertilizer, minimum amounts of fungicide, and it also hydrates your lawn. This is great. I started using this 2 years ago. I bought some and was nervous. I was like, I don't know if I need this, if it's a waste of money, but it seems to have helped with hydration of your lawn. So we've been talking about, and I've only used it one time. So we're talking about how it can help with summer, in addition to some people like to use Hydratane, the Foreplay. Mr. Blake just bought some Foreplay, which has sea kelp in it, plus the Hydratane wetting agent. Those will be in the links below if you're interested in that. If you're trying to get ahead of dry spots and prevent, like now's a good time to do that. I've got more on that in a coming video that I'll share with you guys. But the natural adjuvant not only helps you to use minimum amounts of your product so it lasts longer, but this also helps to hydrate your plant, build up the cell walls, and helps it to stay hydrated and retain water for longer. So check it out. If you're interested, we'll put a link below. That's what I'll be throwing in the tank. And to avoid making like a 20-minute video today, I'm just going to do that off camera, get it done real fast. So I'm applying my fungicides. It's the first time I'm doing Azoxy and Propy together. So I'm kind of late on this. And so I'm going to be able to, it's going to be difficult to tell you on camera, well, is there a visual difference in your grass applying these? Probably not, but I can rest assured that I've at least done my part. As long as I'm going to be applying them properly with my sprayer, my backpack sprayer, that any fungus spores that are kicked up or anything like that, if I'm mowing the project lawn and then I forget to wash off the mower and come back, at least I'm protected where maybe some of those funguses or diseases should not affect my turf if I'm protected. So you want to make sure you're protected. Again, I don't want to go through all my stories all the time, but I thought this was a waste of money. I discounted fungicides. I don't need that. I'll just chill and make it through summer. And that's not what happened. I got infected, and it scares the crap out of you when you don't know what to do. So this is the simplest method for the very basic homeowner. Scott's Disease X or azoxystrobin, if you want to spray it. You have granular and liquid there, and then propiconazole, which is, I don't think that is in a granular form. That's in a liquid form, but you can buy a hose-in Bio Advanced fungus control from Home Depot, Lowe's, Ace Hardware, Town and Country, and do that, and you can spray that in your lawn. There's your propiconazole. So those are the two methods. Remember, 28 days, and they run out, you're exposed again. So just keep that in mind. So we're applying fungicides today, but I wanted to show you how much the rain has just transformed the lawn back. We're back, and we're back in business, and we was able to even mow yesterday. So we'll leave it there for now. But check us out Friday with another lawn care video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Give me a thumbs up if you like it, if you learned something, and leave your comments below. God bless you. See you next time.